Absolute Insight comes bundled with scrollable dashboards filled with KPIs, charts, and fraud scheme results. We have them for every provider in your system. They're also customized for the type of fraud. For this example, we're going to be looking at the pharmacy Walter White Rx, but we have views for dental and medical as well. This top panel lets us assess the risk at a high level and glean some really important information, like the provider ID and address. Walter White Rx's current status is suspended, which is a big red flag, as well as the high claims volume and total amount paid. This contributes to their relative risk percentile. They're in the 98th percentile relative to other pharmacies. Now that we've seen they're pretty risky, let's look at some visualizations. This chart shows us all the prescribers that are prescribing drugs that are filled at Walter White Rx. We can see them highlighted in red. A lot of them are really risky. This suggests that some patients could be receiving fraudulent prescriptions from these prescribers and having them filled at Walter White Rx, who could be in on the scheme. These members are also traveling very far to get there, at 31 miles on average. This is pretty abnormal, especially considering they're only filling a few prescriptions each visit. Physicians are the most common specialty of providers prescribing to this pharmacy. This is a drillable chart, so we can drill down to see the particular drugs. One type of drug dwarfs all the others, which could potentially indicate a kickback scheme. Absolute Insight can look at data over time, too. This particular analysis breakout detects significant sustained shifts in behavior. We can see that Walter White Rx broke bad for a period of time with their opioid prescriptions. Even amongst other top pharmacies, this pharmacy is being paid much more. Members are traveling a pretty normal distance to get to prescribers that have prescribed to Walter White Rx, but are driving much further to get them filled there. At 31 miles versus 3.5 miles, this is very abnormal. Over time, this pharmacy has been paid more and more. There's also this glaring elbow point. Let's zoom in to check this out more closely. Even though they've been paid more, the number of patients has remained fairly consistent for Walter White Rx, suggesting that particular patients may just be getting exceptionally high volumes of drugs filled there. Let's check out the fraud scheme results now. Some fraud schemes are regulations built into our rules library. These are very easy to recoup for and can be run automatically on any schedule. We also offer advanced outlier detection, as well as machine learning models. This model identifies fraudulent prescribers after being trained on some real-world data. We can click the card to drill down and look at the results. This dashboard displays the results for this scheme for this pharmacy in particular. The dots in red are all Walter White Rx prescribers. Many of them are actually fraudulent or predicted as fraudulent by our model. Let's check out how the model did. Lots of correct predictions. The model itself was over 94% accurate. Machine learning models let you find very nuanced patterns, so while outlier detection can only let you find glaring differences, machine learning models can let you find the hidden outliers amongst the crowd. After looking at Walter White Rx from a 360 view, we can see they appear fraudulent. We should probably open up an investigation. While this is just an example, we have similar views for dental and medical providers as well. This is the power of artificial intelligence at your fingertips. This is Absolute Insight.